how are you? We're here today doing a rusty smoky eye. Really blown out, really sexy, really grungy, all the things I really love in life on my face. This also turned out to be a KVD Saint Center palette tutorial for anyone who managed to grab this palette. If you have not and it's still available, I highly recommend it. It is stunning. Like, look at this. Look at this gorgeousness. I did not plan it to be, but all the shadows I ended up using mostly were that one, with the exception of maybe one. So, yeah, keep watching, and yeah, subscribe before you leave, like this video, tell me if you want to see more things, or what you want to see. I need to know in the comments below. Awesome, let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna jump in and get started. I've already prepped my skin and done pretty much everything, like concealer, powder, bronzer, whatever, all my highlight and all that shit. So we're just gonna zoom in and get started on the eyes. Okay, so I wanted to like kind of talk you guys through this because it's just gonna make life a lot easier for all of us. So I'm gonna be taking the shade Martyr, if I could ever find it. There we go. Martyr from the Saint Center palette by Kat Von D on this little fluffy dome brush. This is one of my favorites. I've used it quite a few times, especially for blown out looks. I really like it. And these shadows are very pigmented, so you definitely don't need a lot of it on the brush. And I'm just going to start to buff that really just slowly through the eye. And that's the thing with these blown out eyes, is that you just have to work slowly. Because a lot of people think that it's something that you can just slap on and it look good, but with something like this, there's so much blending involved to make it look blown out that the softer you go, the easier it's going to be for you. So you can see I'm just starting to work towards the outer corner of my eye, and just these windshield wiper motions, just back and forth, and then slightly circular. And then I'm just going to go outward. Just kind of starting to bring that, following my brow bone, that arch. And you can even, like, I have to relax my eye sometimes and realize like how it looks when I have my eyes not arched, because usually I do my eyeshadow with my eyebrow arch, but you have to relax sometimes. I'm also bringing it into the inner corner because I like that kind of like even distribution of color. And I'm just going out like that. Now I will take a clean blending brush. This is a SL Miss Glam brush. I got this from freaking Ipsy, but I'm obsessed with it for this particular reason. Just blending it out in circular motions so I have nothing harsh. Literally using a little baby fairy kiss pressure. And this is the best part about this kind of look. I'm going to take that same brush and just start working that under the eye. Because usually I'll take like more of a tapered brush, like my Sigma E45. But with this, you're literally just buffing very low and connecting. And that's pretty much that. And you can just keep building it up to however desired depth you want. And I'm even going pretty high in the brow bone, where usually I don't go that high. I keep it far lower. But for this, I do want it to just kind of like exceed that natural space. Okay, so we're gonna start to work on going in depth. And you know what, actually, pause. I'm going to put that shade all over my lid, this Murder color. It may get overtaken by other colors later, but I'm kind of okay with that. Just because I want everything to have like this matte rust texture. So it's going right there. I think this is just one of the most beautiful mustard shades. I don't know about you guys. I love like a pukey yellow brown. And if you guys watch Jaclyn Hill, as most of us do, she's probably the first person to really get everyone hooked on that. So kudos to her. Unless I'm missing something and it was someone else. I'm so sorry. So at this point, I like to go in with literally a huge thing of my brushes just fell to the ground because they were in a glass candle jar. So annoyed. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. but everything is good. And I swept my floor now, so there's definitely less hair there now. I'm a hairy beast. So at this point, I like to go in with something a little like less pigmented than the transition, just so I can really start to build it up, create like washes, really just have more control over it. So I'm going in with this MAC shadow called Everyone's Darling. It is a beautiful red base, dark brown, and I live for it. I like MAC shadows, particularly for one real reason, that they aren't so pigmented right off the bat. Like, you can really build with them, and I really look for that sometimes. A lot of people don't, but I do. I'm going to take it on this Sigma E25. It's a little bit tighter and flatter than the original brush we were using. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that this time. So I'm just going to start to work it into the outer corner. So you can see that it's not like so crazy right off the bat, that I have more control with it, and that's what I want. Because this is really going to be hugging my eye for the most part, but blending out slightly. So I'm just really trying to work it in there with my little brush. And with this mustard tone, it doesn't take on necessarily like a red cast. It just stays with the warmth of the look, so that it's not compromised. And then I always like to go back over with my original brush, not picking up any extra product, and just going over that. And I'm going to take a good bit of product and put it right here, because I like my inner corners to be dark and stormy. And if you don't like that, that's totally fine, but I think it just looks more even on my eyes. Also, someone who has very far apart eyes will love this trick, because it makes the eyes look a little bit more, so a lot of people that I work on that have that kind of like thing going on, it looks flattering on them, so you can try it out if you do desire. I'm going to go back through with my, give me a focus. I'm going to go back through with my clean-ish blending brush and just soften everything. Also, like shading that onto the lid, because like I said, we're going to be working with different washes, and that's why I put that brown over the lid, because I kind of like when it looks like a little like beat up, not so pristine, cut out kind of thing. Alright, so I feel good about my desired depth up top. I'm going to take a little like domey pencil brush. This is a Frankie Rose 202, and I'm just going to take that same shadow and put that underneath the eye. Is this the eye I'm working on for you guys? I guess so. And again, dropping that low. I'm dropping that pretty freaking low. That is not close to the lash line really at all, which I'm okay with. But I did take it on this more precise brush than the E25 I was working on up top, because I did want it to hug a little bit closer. But I will go in with my original dome brush and buff that out. Okay. I got a new E45 by Sigma recently, and I really need to break it in. So we're going to use it right now. I'm going to go into Sabbath in the Saint Sinner palette, and that is going to really intensify this ish. And you know, I'm going to actually start off by mixing it with this MAC shade, the Everyone's Darling. I like to do like half and half and build my way up to it, because I don't like to start off with black by itself right at the beginning, especially with something as blended as this, because maybe I don't want it that dark, you know? So this way I just kind of like gauge my level of how deep I want it. And this brush is really good because at that point it can really get in there and finesse it. So that's what I'm really doing. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Sabbath, that black color, and just kind of like lay it right there. And that's what I like about working with stages of blacks, is that when you do decide to go in for your true black, you don't really have to like buff it out, you know? You don't have to like really work on it. work to get it looking clean because you've already laid down the groundwork to get it looking clean without even adding like full-fledged black. So, tips and tricks, guys. Tips and tricks. Okay, next I'm going to take that black and again going to mix it with Everyone's Darling and take it on this little e.l.f. brush and run that close to my lash line. Okay, so I figured I'd do a little brow tutorial for you guys. So we're going to do that for you up close. I'm only going to do one so you can see it. But yeah, I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush. It looks like this and has a spoolie on the end. I am combing through my brow hairs to get them to stand where I want them. Next, I'm going to take her dip brow in Ash Brown. Obsessed with all of her dip brows. I'm going to spray a little setting spray, just my like little e.l.f. setting spray I have, into the cap. Just because I find that it's a little easier to create hair strokes when you have a little bit of a less dense formula. Really work my brush in there and start to create these strokes. And I start from the arch right about here where I have the least amount of hair and it can get a little bit more defined. And I keep adding product onto the brush and pinching it off. Okay, so I like to create a little bit of a shorter brow than my shadow usually. I think it's more flattering to my face. So this is going to be my last stroke at the tail end. And I like to kind of just like drag it out with my finger so it looks very wispy and hair-like. And I just at this point will probably go through and just deepen stuff. Next I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Brow Plumper Medium Dark. It is old as like so old, but it still has product in it, so I'm going to keep using it and take it through the rest of my brow hair. This just like beefs up what I got going on, darkens it, makes it look thicker and fluffier. So you see that. But I am going to continue to take more of my dip brow throughout the brow because it looks a little weird when you just have like some strokes in part of the brow, but then you just go straight to hair, right? It doesn't look cohesive. So I'm going through. They're just not so like planned out. They're a little more erratic, so you can have more fun with it. Like that to me like looks really nice. And I might just like go in and beef up some of my strokes, make them a little darker because with dip brow, it gets darker the more you add on top of each other. So that for me looks nice. I might even add like some going out here because I don't like it to look too clean. And then, yeah, that's kind of it. It's just a great technique for anyone that has sparse areas or a fine textured hair brow like me. So it is what it is. I'm going to go in with my Ico Tinted Brow Gel. And this is just a dark brown color. And this not only holds my brows in place, but does tint them, beef them up a little bit more. Adds to that full, sexy feel, you know. Okay, so I think that everyone could do whatever they want on the inner corner of the eye. I love like a dark inner corner on me. I think it's just like one of my favorite ways to look very sultry. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the same Saint Center palette. I'm going to go in with my favorite color, Stigmata. And just so you know, I'm also going to go in with this color, Rapture, up here. I'm going to mix those. So first I'm going to lay down Stigmata with this Japanesque 232 brush and just start to pack that in the inner corner of the eye. I'm kind of fading it out, extending it. I love red, and I'm going to bring that up to the inner corner. Just kind of meshing with that martyr color we laid down. Okay. So that looks hot and bloody and freaky, and I'm so living for it, but I want to intensify a little bit more with that Rapture color. So I'm going to take some setting spray, squeeze a little onto that brush of mine, and take that wrap shirt, which is just like a topper, but I think it is so beautiful. And this is what I really love doing anyways, is layering light colors on top of dark colors in my inner corner. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know this of me. But I think there's something so sexy and smutty about it that you just can't really... I just love it. I think it's so sexy. In like a weird way. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. And it looks like it's on fire. And that's what I'm here for. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out. I'm gonna put mascara on and then we'll finish the rest of the face. Okay, so I just put mascara on my several heavy layers of my Ica Lash Alert. And yeah, so I'm just doing some finishing touches. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this NYC a dark brown eyeliner pencil in dark brown. Sharpen it, because it's short. Awesome. And I'm just gonna put this in my waterline. I try to avoid putting black in my waterline because I hate cleaning it up afterwards at night. It's a pain in my dirt. I'm just gonna throw some blush on. I think it's only appropriate that I use the Kat Von D Lolita blush / shadow. So God knows I use it for both, like, every day of my life. And I'm just taking on this little Japanesque brush. I think NARS makes one, but this is infinitely cheaper. I think this look would look really good with like a really deep red lip. Like this would look really nice. This is Kat Von D Exorcism, but your girl don't wear lipstick. Gloss! This is matte gloss, matte cream sheen gloss, and it's healthy lit. I think it's discontinued. Okay. Also, sound off in the comments if that MAC shadow I use in this tutorial is limited edition. Probably is. But you know what? Mud from the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette is very similar. Little less red, but would still look amazing in this look, so. Dupes! I hope you guys like this tutorial. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see from me, either on Instagram or in the comments below. Also, I need your advice. Should I get a backdrop? I have the stands, but I don't know if I should get a background. And if I do, what color? I feel like I should just get like black or gray or something easy like that. But if you like to see my gorgeous room mirrors in my closet, if you're into that, I'm into that too. So let me know in the comments below. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe before you leave. Check you on the next one. Bye.